Welcome back. We're on part 3 of episode 22, and unfortunately, here's a big topic we need to talk about when it comes to movies. Do you even feel safe anymore going to the theaters? And that's not just about, like, your wallet and stuff like that we were talking about before, but fuck, what is going on with all these mass shootings that are happening?
To be honest, to me personally, I don't feel scared going into it. Mainly because every time I hear about a story, it's not anywhere close to us, which is weird.
Very true. Like, it keeps being like Midwest kind of areas and stuff. I mean, we had Aurora, Texas, Lafayette, Louisiana. The most recent one was in Tennessee. So, like, it's not like, the New Jersey crowd and stuff. But at the same time, like, why are these people targeting movie theaters?
You get a bunch of unarmed, unsuspecting people together in a room. I mean, maximum damage, I guess. I don't know.
Sounds very terrorist-y, Calen. You want to talk?
I feel like
did you look in your notes?
We have too many other, like, larger areas in our area, if that makes sense. Like, we have, like, Philadelphia, New York, D.C., so I think security around here is probably even more heightened so than it is out in Iowa.
Unless you're on the streets in Philly, then they're just like, just go kill each other.
Yeah, the inmates run Gotham anyway, so it's cool.
With me, it doesn't. I'm not scared at all to go. It doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I don't know the exact figures, but I imagine you're probably far more likely to die in a car accident on the way to the theater than to be the result of some kind of terrorist attack at a theater.
I think that's something like 1,000% more or something like that. Like, it's like no comparison at all. It's not kind of like the type of thing where, do you go skydiving? Well, if something goes wrong, you're dead. Or do you go to the movie theaters and go, uh-oh, like, But it's still kind of unsettling that this has been happening so many times. I mean, 3 major ones over the past 3 years.
You're not wrong. It's crazy white boys, man. Just walking into place with good movies. I don't get it, but like I said, it's hard to speak to since it hasn't happened on our area. I'm more nervous to go to a concert in Camden.
Mm-hmm.
Than go to a movie theater because I have to go through Camden to get to the waterfront.
Shit, I'm more nervous driving through Camden just at a stoplight than going to a movie theater.
You don't stop in Camden, man. That's the first lesson.
And, like, I don't go to Philly, like, at all, because that's just, a shithole. But, like, I don't know. I mean, like, there's people that are trying to say that they should put up metal detectors in movie theaters now. I think that's going a little bit overboard. But you guys think that that's a good idea?
If you're that scared to go to the movie theater, then just don't go. Because it's really not that bad. There's a few bad eggs, but you'll find that with any situation. I live in fucking Michigan. I've just accepted that everyone's got a gun and could potentially shoot me, so.
It's funny because it's true.
I think, honestly, though, if, like, what's it going to do? If you really wanted to do something in a movie theater, metal detectors aren't going to stop you. You can find something else. Kill them with, like, the popcorn maker. I don't know. But even you still have problems at airports, even though they have those full body scanners and everything. So it's a knee-jerk reaction to an incident once a year.
That's like saying I'd like to go that way. Death through popcorn maker?
Yeah.
Be all
Shove
nice and
someone's
buttery.
head in there and turn it on. Yeah.
Or what you do is you just get that extra refill of popcorn, you throw it out, and you let the ducks come in and get everybody. Death by duck attack.
Mass duck attack at movie theaters. It started off great. We were all like, "Oh, look at these little ducks," and then all hell broke loose. But I don't feel unsafe at all at movie theaters, and I don't look at the person next to me if it's somebody that I don't know. I mean, usually it is because we buy 20 tickets at a time and that kind of shit. But I have no problems whatsoever with that. I'll hang out in the lobby ahead of time. I'll talk to people in lines, because it's movies, But, like, not even the same as when it comes to, like, a stadium. Like, if I were to go to a Phillies game, I'd feel more at, like, risk.
Dude, I feel more nervous around Eagles fans that don't have weapons. They just get drunk and beat the fuck out of people for wearing different jerseys.
Or because the Eagles won or lost.
Yeah, they don't care. Half of them don't even make it to the actual game. They get arrested beforehand. So like, there's a lot more threats out there than one lunatic once a year at a movie theater.
Gotta support the team.
Yeah. Oh, you're wearing blue? You must be a Cowboys fan. Beat him up.
You don't see that at movie theaters. It's not like, hey, buddy, you're gonna go see Avengers and you're wearing a DC shirt. Let's kill him.
Fuck that guy.
But I also don't get like what is targeting. What these people are specifically going to these movies for and targeting the people. Like the last one was Trainwreck, I think. And it's like, what goes on through these people's minds where they go, first off, why do they got to kill people?
Well, if the movie was a train wreck, they might be angry.
Oh, like,
Ba-dum-ts.
yeah. But like, the guy from Aurora, Texas, The Dark Knight Rises, he comes in wearing like military gear and starts shooting people and stuff. And as far as I know, I don't think that they've ever like said why he said that he did it, other than just being fucking crazy and an asshole. But like, why would you go like, man, I gotta find, like, I gotta go to this movie and I gotta shoot all these people. All the people at Dark Knight Rises, they're gonna fucking die. Why? Like,
I think the problem is they're already unstable, and that just happens to be the venue they selected. Because you still hear about shootings like that every once in a while, like premeditated attacks. Not to get into too many current events, but I mean, you had the guy that just walked into a church and did it there, and then you had the guy that went down to like the Virginia Tech campus and just did it there. It's just really that's where I'm heading. I got in the car and I drove.
Yeah, I guess it's just kind of they're nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they're unstable to begin with. The one in Colorado, didn't he think he was like the Joker or something, or like at least that there was a slight connection to that? I don't even know. This is just me speaking out my ass. They're just unstable people that just, hey, this is what I'm going to do. There'll be at least 30 people there, so that's where I'm going to go.
Well, now he's got life in prison.
Yeah.
Which he probably should have gotten the death penalty.
Yeah, I don't know how he missed that. Unless that's one of those pussy states.
Well, it's Texas.
Oh. How?
Yeah. That's
No
what I'm like, what
idea
the
how
hell?
we got out of that then.
I think it's Texas. Or maybe it's... Wait.
Could be
Double check
Colorado.
this.
Isn't it where they're all stoned?
It is Colorado. You're right. Well, that explains a little bit more, because Texas would have killed him immediately, but...
I don't think he would have had a trial.
Probably. James Holmes is the guy's name. Called 12 people wounded 70 more. For fucking no reason. I don't get it at all. But, I don't know. What do you guys think that they could do if this is like an issue that keeps happening? Is there a way that they can kind of counteract that, or is it just sort of you're taking the risk and that's it?
I think you're just screwed because there's no way to either you do ridiculous security across all the movie theaters, which deters people from going, or you just say, hey, it happens once in one theater out of 5,000 once a year. So I don't know how they would overcome this.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's just one of those things as far as a movie patron. Like I said, it doesn't bother me. And it's, a very, very small risk that I'm taking when I'm going out. As far as preventing it altogether, you can't prevent violence. If people want to hurt a bunch of people, they're going to find one way to do it. If it's not at a movie theater, it'll be at a sporting event or some kind of rally or something. It's just
Walmart or something.
It's a sad fact of exactly. And you're not going to close Walmart. So it's a sad fact of life, but occasionally crazy shit happens.
Well, let's end this off on a much more better topic instead of being all depressed and stuff like that. What's the next movie that you guys are planning on seeing in theaters?
I guess Star Wars or whatever Tony buys the tickets for.
So I was just going to buy a random ticket for something and be like, Dace, go see this. You're
Remember
like,
when
oh,
you said
shit.
say yes? Oh, yeah. Why would I tell you no? Okay.
You're like, oh, man, why am I going to see Ricky in the Flash? Fuck that movie. I'd sooner spend $15 on Fantastic Four than that garbage.
Did you see it?
Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, good.
No, I'm debating whether or not I should go to see that. It's like...
I would go if I'm off this week. I know you said you don't like to do the whole daytime thing, but I would pay $5 to go see it early.
Maybe like Tuesday.
Yeah, that'll work.
We'll do like a $6 ticket thing and laugh the whole time.
Yeah.
Because I kind of imagined that this would sort of be the same as when I went to go see Snakes on a Plane. Because I was just like, you know what, I'm not spending money to see this fucking movie. And eventually, during the day, people convinced me. And it was, I don't know, like a week after the movie came out or something like that. And nobody had a problem with people laughing and talking during the movie. Mm-hmm. Everybody was there to just be like, this is fucking garbage. Let's just have fun, you know?
The early reports say it only made $23 million, didn't it?
Yeah, they were hoping that it would make 50. And then they were crossing their fingers that maybe they could pull out 30, and now it looks like that they didn't even make 30. They are fucked. It cost them $120 million to make without marketing. So they are going to struggle to lose money on this.
Yeah, I can't believe... Jesus. And then, are they still doing the second? Like, have they gone, all right, you guys win.
Latest buzz that I've been hearing is that the time frame that they planned on doing a Fantastic Four 2, that they're going to give to Deadpool. The sequel to Deadpool.
That's smart. Just Fox can keep the X-Men universe. It has too much shit going on in that world for Marvel to tie into their 80,000 movies.
What about you, Wago? What's the next movie you think you might see?
I have not heard of one movie that I give a fuck about other than Star Wars, so it's Star Wars for me until I hear about anything.
No, thoughts on something like The Martian, or, you don't watch, like, Hunger Games?
Oh, I'll probably...
No, I forgot about Hunger Games, but to be quite honest, the last movie left a bad taste in my mouth.
That's probably because it was only the first half of a movie. They were just kind of like, you know what, this stuff's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And part 2.
I thought it was the first half of a movie chopped plus all the footage, which they normally chop out of the movie.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. I was a little bit pissed after that, but that's another one of those kind of things where it's like, well, I saw part 1, or I saw the first movie at, like, home. And I was like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. I'll go see the second one when it comes out in a couple weeks. Went to go see it in theaters. That's pretty good. I'll go see the rest of the movies. And now, by default, I, like, have to watch, you know, Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2 in the movies. Just kind of like... Thankfully, I didn't do that with the fucking Hobbits. Because those sucked. Fucking boring-ass movies. Calen, what about you? What's the next movie you think you might see? Is it Star Wars 2?
That would be Star Wars, followed by Star Wars again a couple more times. Yeah, between now and then, there's not a whole lot that I'm thinking is going to be really worth my time and money. So there's a couple of things coming out that I am interested in, though. You had mentioned it before, the Straight Outta Compton movie. I'm interested to see that. I'm not going to go to the theater and see it, but if it happens to pop up on Netflix next year or something, I'll watch it. Also, the Agent 47, based on the Hitman video game series, I'd like to see that, but not really sure if I'm going to pay money to see it in the theater. But definitely Star Wars, without a doubt. They, shut up and take my money, basically.
I like how that's the philosophy that most people have when it comes to Star Wars, too. Like, all the stuff we talk about in this episode gets ruled out with Star Wars. You could tell somebody that there's, like, a 1 in 10 chance that there could be a shooting in Star Wars, and people will be like, yeah, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think early projections right now for Star Wars, last time I checked, they said it'll make $1.5 billion overseas and $1 billion to $1.5 billion in America. Which is like $3 fucking billion.
I wish they would
without even factoring in DVDs, video on demand. Like, VOD sales aren't really too much, but like,
just think about all the shit they're gonna market based off that movie too, especially now that fucking Disney's behind them.
Yeah, the friggin' costumes and t-shirts and toys and video games and
the Mickey Mouse spin-offs and Jesus Christ.
They'll just be like, here you go, here's lightsabers and here's a fucking Yoda mask, and oh my god, they are gonna make so much fucking money, it's ridiculous.
It's not even justified.
No, it's pretty like... I was looking at that number, though, and thinking about that, and I was just like, this almost makes me mad. Because it's like, if I had, like $20 is a lot of money to me. just because how like how little money that I make, and they're looking at this and it's like, if they lost $100 million in this like range, they'd be like, meh. It's like, you know, well, we only made like 5 billion instead of 4.5. We made 4.5 billion instead of 5 billion. That's, you know, that's okay. Like shit, dude. There's countries that don't have that much money. It's crazy, but you're gonna get my money, you know. But something like Trainwreck or Selfless or Scorch Trials, like I'm not gonna pay to go see that. I wish I could support a lot more of these movies, but going back to the movie ticket prices, if I went to go see all these 22 movies that I wanted to save for this, imagine the fucking money that I'd end up spending. That alone, just on ticket prices, I'd spend $330 in a year on movies. Not buying any popcorn, not buying any, like, Bunch of Crunch or something like that to mix in with there. Swim it in butter. We were more of a Milk Duds kind of guy.
I definitely not snow caps. That shit melts, and then your hands look like you've pooped on them.
You gotta go Bunch of Crunch, man. I'm telling you, that's the best.
I'm a Milk Duds person. I like sticking a bunch of them in my mouth and then realizing my jaw hurts like 2 minutes later.
Just like...
Pretty much just got like this giant wad of fucking chocolate and toffee in your mouth.
So what do you think about this movie? Okie dokie. All right, well, that rules us out for this podcast about, you know, movie theaters and all that kind of stuff in general. Leave your comments below. Tell us what you think. What movies are you going to see next? What movies have you skipped out on? What are the reasons why? What happens when it comes to these mass shootings and stuff? If you think that there's a way that we can get around that. And what movie types do you like to see? Do you opt for the 3D, or is it just a little bit too much money for you to spend? Last thing we have to do is to plug some stuff here, so let's go around the table one more time and throw out some projects that we're working on. Wago, you're first.
Just go to stephenwago.com to find all my ongoings. Bada bing, bada boom.
Boom. All right, Calen.
You can follow me on Twitter at Calen Ferris for all my ongoings and goings on.
And Dace Man.
Check out the Dace Man Show Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern on megapowersradio.com, and listen closely this week for an announcement, because yours truly is going to actually try stand-up.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Dick jokes.
Well, the trick to it is to stop sitting down.
Yes. That's half the struggle. You have no idea.
Fuck that. It seems like too much work.
I'll roll a chair out on stage.
I'm going to try some lay-down comedy. Well, thank you, everybody on the panel, for participating in this discussion. Thank you out there for listening. Stay tuned for the next edition of the group meeting, which is going to be coming up in September. Not quite sure what that is going to be about, but if you have any suggestions, leave comments about that below. Also, stay tuned for the next For Real Movie Club that we have going on this month, and whatever review points that we have. If Dace and I decide that we're going to plunk the money towards Fantastic Four, we'll do a review point. We'll probably bash the shit out of the film. But...
We'll do it during the movie, so we'll do it live.
I'm pretty sure nobody would complain. They'd probably find that more entertaining.
Yes.
Man, I wish we could do that, too. Just have that in the background and just go, that was fucking dumb. Do live fan tracks.
Where is the thing's dick? It doesn't make any sense!
He's the thing. He's missing his thing. On behalf of not just myself, but everybody on the panel for this evening, we're all fanboys here, so we will be back when we're back. This meeting is adjourned. See you next time, everybody.